Good morning, you're in the back room with Becky, and it's a marvelous Monday, and I am sick. The weather changed up on us. I had a lot of breathing issues on yesterday as I try to exercise every day because of my condition, and not the condition of being a fat girl, okay? I just do it to maintain my joints and muscles. Your range of motion is so important if you work a sedentary job, and my job tends to be when we're not performing, I'm stuck behind the keyboard or I'm stuck on the phone. So yeah, my body is kind of like protesting, saying we don't want to do nothing today. Get some rest. Well, when you're on a serious grind with a new venture, really hard to rest until everything gets on track. And we're still working out a lot of the kinks. The girls' routine and their show is tight. They know what they're supposed to do. I mean, we've been practicing and rehearsing and fine tuning since we've been doing it for 3 months. So we got a show that is very, very valuable, but we also wanted to present a better show for Halloween, for the Halloween bash, because it is a costume party. We really wanted to, crank it up a little bit and have more than one routine that night. A lot of it is anxiety. A lot of it is, you have to self-talk. I love the song Yolanda Adams has that she says, sometimes you have to speak over yourself, speak victory in the midst of the test. And so, that's why I came back with those two videos back to back and saying, I'm fine, we have not suffered any serious defeat. Young folks tend to be a little dramatic. They're not used to disappointment. But the older you get, and especially if you're an experienced business person, you go in the door knowing. That's what I love about the guys at Club Expression. They have had so much negativity placed on them without people even really ever getting to know them. So while we're doing this, we're really helping each other. They're helping me to establish a name and a fan base by giving me a nice venue. And in return, we need to get out the gossip mindset. If you really want to know what is happening with any organization, just look and see how much they're worth. Now, that's prime real estate property. From their balcony, it's breathless. The rooftop, rather. They have a rooftop. It's set up. It looks like you walked onto any nice hotel into their swimming pool area. And the only thing missing is a pool. They got barbecue grills. They have cabanas. I mean, and the summertime events are going to be off the chain. In the winter, entertainment people usually catch it unless you're signed with somebody big. It's hard because the crowds in the Midwest, we have very bad weather. So a lot of your money making potential is done during the nicer weather or when it's no inclement weather, which we have no control over, none whatsoever. So you got to make sure that you're strong enough to make it to the spring. You can still have events. My thing is, I am so in need of an assistant for the Big Goody Girls. All my girls are doing double duty. My makeup artist is also a backup dancer. Red, who is our secretary, is going to move up to the position of vice president. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I know some of the girls go, well, why? She has seniority. That's why. Like in any other company, these kids are not getting paid right now. And they're on this journey with me for the love of the art. And because they believe in my cause. And that is that all women, no matter what size they are, is sexy. Which brings me to my hot topic for today. Oh my God. Yeah, I know you think I'm an amateur and stuff because I come on here and I just keep it real. But I have to, from time to time, you are going to want to check people in this thick revolution. And I had to just get offline last night because I got so pissed off. And I normally don't let people upset me like that. But I kind of had a connection with dude. He's one of my Black Planet friends. And he is an artist in the industry. When he was doing his thing, and I'm not going to say it like he needed nobody to validate him or anything like that, but, I go hard. I don't care that you popular in New York. I don't care if you popular in Brooklyn. We in the Midwest, and we still have a big market share of buying and purchasing. And, this is a missing piece of the puzzle when it comes to market shares. The industry tends to forget that, while they're making movies or making albums or making DVDs or doing concerts, that until you conquer the whole market, you're just halfway there. So meet us in the middle. This is my friend, KS. I already put a brother on blast yesterday, so we're not going to beat a dead horse. But he's straight out of Brooklyn. And if I tell you too much more, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. He's an award-winning music writer. And he said, the girls all love me. Well, this chick, when I first met him, I was kind of like, why are you posting up on my page? Don't be putting your advertising on my page. You don't know me. I don't know you. And then he was, I guess somebody must have, she probably doesn't know who you are. And I don't think he'll remember this, but he says to me, do you know who I am? And I'm like, do you know who I am? I eat nickels like you for breakfast. I did kind of find out that he was a very accomplished artist on the East Coast. And so he said some things about the plus size industry. And I just had to go in on him. I was like, okay, how did you even say that stupid stuff? He made a statement yesterday about thick chicks. And he said, basically what he said was that there's a lot of women calling themselves thick. And, oh God, he done popped up in here again. And they're not thick. So, I'm thinking we're through with this. But evidently we were not. And he's probably trying to do a little bit of damage control. Because he knows I'm a blogger. And I don't know that he knows as much as he thinks he does about me. I'm trying to find this note so I can read it from its original. Because what he did was when he got ready to write me back, he deleted what he said. But I saved it. I got it over here. Yeah, because we went back and forth, I think about 3 or 4 times yesterday. Here's what got me set off. And it was done in a bulletin. And on a bulletin board, to me, when you post opinions, you should be careful that your opinions are not offending anyone. So I'm going to go over here and see that he unposted the bulletin. But in the meanwhile, here is, he went to a part 2. Okay, because yesterday it was just part 1. So he's probably answered me on the bulletin. And, okay, October 14th, thick girls. I wish there was a manner to explain to some women the true meaning of thick. Your body is your body, and there's someone out there for everyone. But stop trying to fit into the thick body type if you're really not. And then he said, no pun intended. If it don't apply, let it fly. Okay. Well, y'all know me, and so you know I had a response. KS. Oh, now you are a body image specialist. Your words are kind of painful, even if it doesn't apply. It's about acceptance. Now, you in my playground. I would never tell a man because you can't grow hair on the top of your head, you are not a good-looking man. So we have to gain acceptance. We have to change labels. It's like the word nigger. We took possession of the word nigger from the white man so that it doesn't have the same amount of pain attached to it. Still has pain attached to it. Because I'm not no nigger. So when we're talking about you're going to have acceptance, we got to change people's hearts before we can change their minds. And I was just kind of offended because He basically said, we define who you are. You need a manual to tell us who is thick and who. No, we don't. No, we don't. Because it's all about how we perceive ourselves. You can keep calling us obese all you want to. That don't mean we're going to answer. So I said, men, who defines us as a woman? Men? Or do we maintain some control of our bodies and the definition of thick? And then we go back, and he responds to me again. And this one was kind of ugly because I guess he got offended. I was offended by what you said, but you just you make a mind up and decide. He says, you sound crazy. I never said anything about who looks good and who doesn't look good. If you're 3 feet tall, don't call yourself tall, because you're not. If you're Asian, don't call yourself black, because you're not. If you're skinny or obese, don't call yourself thick, because you're not. And that's what I said. I simply said, call yourself what you are. No one made any mention of what looks good or what's acceptable. I like slim girls and big girls, so what exactly are you talking about? So show me where and there you say pay. Now this I gotta hear. You got the right one, baby. You got the right one. Because when you imply that there is someone for everyone, what does us calling ourselves thick or otherwise have to do with body size? It don't have anything to do with who's attracted to us or who's not attracted to us. If I say I weigh 200 pounds and everybody else I'm fat, but when I'm sitting next to a supersized BBW, they call me skinny. You little. I've had men tell you just thick. You ain't fat. I'm like, well, okay. I went and patented the word thickalicious because it implies that there is more than one way to define the thickness. I have ladies in my big girl burlesque who are not necessarily fat girls, but they got big goodies. Now, Kel Spencer, I'm calling you out. I'm getting ready to check you for what you said, and if we got a problem with it, hey, we can keep on talking. You in the back room with Becky. Peace, love, and always understand it. Just have some understanding. And tolerance is not accepted.